It is Sunday, June 30th, 2019. The parabolic move in Bitcoin may not be finished yet. This is the 24 hours of Bitcoin. You can pause the video to read through the disclaimer because this isn't trading advice, just market observation. So today we're going through a quick view of everything. We're going to start off with the weekly view of each of the indicators and zoom in to see what's going on at the point of the tip. So on the back here, on the 5-year view and the weekly view, we're still seeing that this is easing off here. It's not going higher. We're getting a double top here and the week is almost ending out. So we'll see what goes on with the next candle. And I'm not much of a weekend candle watcher or a day end candle watcher, but they do give you a point to change and see. So when we're looking at the daily view of the RSI, I'm looking at these 3 different peaks in the RSI. Well, the price was going higher. Perfect in an uptrend. It's eased back, nice range. Nothing saying completely bearish here yet. When we start zooming in here, now it's this shoulder I was looking at the other day, that we have a high and a lower high, and this seems to be easing off. And when we're comparing the RSI here, it has ticked down just a bit here from our support range all the way along, just to observe it. But when we zoom into the 12-hour time frame, now the RSI has a double bottom and a tick up in strength. And this is why we're zooming in slowly to pay attention to this. I want to pay attention to these exhaustion candles here and these exhaustion candles here. And I want to also notice, and I'll draw it instead of just pointing to it, this line here still says we are in an uptrend. It hasn't broken yet. With the RSI making a double bottom instead of a weaker bottom, that's support. Now we're on the 4-hour time frame. Let's zoom in. So here's our exhaustion candles again, exhaustion candles again. When we had the RSI bottom here and start on an uptrend, we had some pretty good moves. So the RSI has, let's zoom in on this. The RSI has given us a bottom here, sort of a 1, 2, 3 bottom, and sort of a little 1, 2, 3 bottom formation here as well. So I'm really keen to see what is the RSI doing tick by tick now as this unfolds in the 1-hour time frame, because as we start zooming in again on this, I want to now call to your attention this 1, 2, 3 top formation, this 1, 2, 3 formation here. So each time we have a 1, 2, 3, prices have come up and tested that and failed, come up and tested that and failed. Every time it comes up to these levels now, it's got a whole bunch of work to do to get above that and make a support level. So even though we're showing a bit of strength here and it does fit these lines and it's got some work to do to go higher above these technical levels. So each time this was making a technical level, if you were following along in our Discord chat, we were doing pointing out top formations here. And some of our guys did sell signals and made 200% off of these trades from what we heard back from people. But you've got to know these 1, 2, 3 formations ahead of time. You've got to know what your signals are before you're jumping in there and doing the trade. More importantly, you got to know when you're going to get out of a trade. So if you've done a short signal and it's going against you, it's important to know that when you do a short signal, it should be fast. When you do a long signal, it can take a long time for it to actually manifest. It goes up on the stairs, down on the elevator. So if you've done a short and it's holding against you, pay attention to that. Now I want to continue on into the next time frame. We're on the 1-hour time frame, 15-minute time frame. It's not giving me a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation here. This is a 1, 2, 3, and then it broke above that and kind of, held there, but it still seems to be down and bouncing. It hasn't shown a turnaround strong enough yet on the 15-minute time frame even. So on the 5-minute time frame, we do have a higher low in the RSI here and a lower low here. So that's kind of bullish. Let's go on to the next indicator because the on-balance volume is showing more strength as the week is going along here. We're coming to the end of the week and we'll see how this plays out. But there's lots more that it can be doing. Let's zoom in because there are some divergences here I want to look at. Nice, good, strong on-balance volume all the way along. Hardly any dumping going on compared to this time frame on the daily. When we get into the 12-hour time frame, we had some double tops before. We had some good bit of selling that we came out of. A good strong move up, perfect for a blowout top. That it be the strongest volume so far. Then we have a shoulder that isn't as strong on the 12-hour time frame. Now we're going into the 4-hour time frame, and we see that we had good strong here. There's the dumpage. Less strong here. It didn't make it, and back down. However, when we look at it from the bottom side, this has less dumpage here. That is less bad. Less bad in an uptrend means, could be good. And this is our exhaustion candles here and our exhaustion candles here. I need to see a better 1, 2, 3 formation myself as we zoom in on this. So, but technical levels, it is time to be watching for it, especially when we're having good dump here and pulling back and not as much selling here. We've got a green change here. I don't know what to call. I got to come up with a name for this so that I can call it that same name every time. But when it goes from red to green and it's below the center line, I like to pay attention to that. There's twice here it happened and nothing followed through. 3 times, 4 times. Now we're watching again. Maybe nothing will follow through, but I'll keep documenting these. And nothing really gets me until it makes that 1, 2, 3 bottom, and it has to be breaking above this support and resistance level. Now this is I'm looking for more sell signals. Looking to zoom in now to see what is the selling doing. Less bad as we go along. Is it that strong, this move up here? This little bit of a, in the 5-minute time frame, we can see some buying, that the prices have rejected this low so far. Now if it establishes a 1, 2, 3 here and then continues up, it can have some breath. Let's go on to the MACD indicator. This one for me is way early in the indication. So in the weekly, it's still long-term up. No reason to panic about any pullback at all from this time frame. If you had gotten in on the crossover, you're sitting pretty. Now on the 3-month time, well, I didn't do the daily. That's it. This is the daily time frame. We had the crossover. We're looking here to see that there's a crossover, and now it is pulling back. The histograms are easing back, and we could have that crossover on the daily. When we go into the 12-hour time frame, we did get the crossover. The histogram is going negative and more negative. It's not showing a turnaround. It's not showing easing off on these histograms, saying, okay, we've run out of steam, like right here, and that it's starting to go back before the crossover. Not even close. This is accelerating in the down power, according to this right now. When we go into the 4-hour time frame, again, it looks like it's accelerating it to me. It's not crossing green over red and histogram going positive right now, even though we've got a bit of a green candle there. 1-week time frame, it could cross over, but it has to cross over. If we're going to go up anywhere, it's going to make a 1, 2, 3. It's got to break. There's some real stages for it to go over. But the first bit of it is setting up here. We have the crossover, and if this crosses over, those are higher crosses over. That is a bullish divergence on the 1-hour time frame. Now in the 15-minute time frame, we do have a crossover here right at the bottom. So this usually crosses over early, and we have some positive histogram. So it still has some work to do. This I like better on the 5-minute time frame. It's crossed over, then it crossed over higher. There's that divergence where we have higher lows here and lower lows here. This is the first sign of the divergence of a turnaround, and it has to start out this way, where it starts out in the small time frames and it unfolds and unfolds into the bigger time frames. The trick of it is, don't do anything until it unfolds on the bigger time frames. Let it do all the wobbling around on the smaller time frames. Let all of the whale food get chewed up. Let all of the algorithms do all that work. We just watch for the time when something on at least a 4-hour time frame makes a crossover. Okay, then I'll get up off my couch type of thing. Other than that, I don't want to be jumping back and forth. Now, let's look at the Ichimoku Cloud. It's poked up through the cloud. This is all very bullish, but this gives us range for it to come back to 7,500 and not a worry, in the larger uptrend. Here on the daily, it has made this pull back a little bit, but it's still way within range here. The cloud is positive, where the conversion line is way above the baseline. All good, lots of room, no need to worry. Even here on the 12-hour time frame, prices can come all the way back to the $9,000 level in this and probably not be a worry, and actually would give us a pullback where we could consider an add-on position, because it would come into the cloud, we would have the conversion line cross over the baseline and give us a buy signal on an uptrend. So that is something that we'll be watching for in the next, I don't know, 5, 8 maybe episodes. In a week and a half, we should see how this unfolds. And I just love doing these daily to see how. Now, this is bearish. We've got a twist over to the red. It's come through the cloud, and should this poke down through that cloud, it's bearish. And we've already had the crossover of the conversion line. It crossed over the baseline earlier in this 1, 2, 3 top formation. This is actually pretty leading indicator, almost like the MACD when we're looking at the 4-hour time frame here. On the other hand, should this show strength and poke back above here, I imagine that this will twist back to the positive, and it'll give us a buy signal on an uptrend. So for right now, it's sort of hovering in between, just sort of bullish bearishness. 1-hour time frame. Okay, this has already gone through the cloud. It's already negative. Now it's a sell signal to come up to that cloud and pull down from it. So we're already into some pretty serious sell ranges in the Ichimoku Cloud. Let me clear that off. We're in the 15-minute bar time frame. Clear that off again. And this is what I want. I always want to pull this ahead a little bit because it's got some leading parts in the chart. So in the 15-minute time frame, we've been going through the cloud, back up and back through the cloud a couple times. And so this really gave us some pretty early sell signals that really matched up with the 1, 2, 3 top formations. That we had some divergences of our indicators right at this time to show us sell signals. Same as in here. I was documenting this one out really carefully in our Discord chat. And then watching all of these along here for additional sell signals. Now we're watching for additional places for sell signals or a bottom formation and a turnaround here. And still, overall, I'm not getting the feel of a turnaround yet. There's the 5-minute bar. Maybe it's going to do something. It hasn't twisted positive, although we did see the crossover. It's back and forth so often, I don't like it. Now, the thing I want to close up with here is the altcoin market cap versus dominance, which is pretty much the inverse of Bitcoin dominance. So Bitcoin dominance made a top formation and has eased back. Now we have the same head and shoulders formation as in Bitcoin. And the altcoins are all making bottom formations and really teasing like they're going to be breaking out higher. The big question is, should Bitcoin be going higher? Let's go to one of these charts. Then all of the alts are probably going to get crushed more. If this continues on its parabolic move, the alts are going to get pushed down even more. But if this breaks down from here, it's going to be crazy land for the altcoins. I think that they're going to be like the huge, a piano dropped on the teeter-totter and the poor worker guy is launched to the 7th floor. We'll see how it turns out over time. Now is the time to be zoomed in and paying attention because it's not behaving like it's crashing right at this moment. This is misbehaving while everything else is saying that it should be going down. The price is actually misbehaving right now. Until it crashes and breaks one way or the other now, we're in that middle zone again, watching to see what happens at the point of the triangle. So thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you guys being here. Galvin says sell, sell, sell. I'm set up in my altcoins, and if Bitcoin dominance would drop back while Bitcoin prices are going up, everybody would be happy. And this is what happened from March of 2017 until around July of 2017, is that the divergence, or what do you call it, the cohesion between Bitcoin, the spread between Bitcoin and the alts changed, where before March of 2017 through, I don't know, the last 6 months of 2016 and then the first few months of 2017, as Bitcoin was going up to $1,000, all of the alts were being pushed down, 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 down. And then there was a point when Bitcoin hit $1,000. It made some big moves there, and that switched. where Bitcoin started to go up and all the altcoins were going up as well at the same time. Every time Bitcoin went up, the altcoins went up, and as Bitcoin eased back, the altcoins came back, and up it went again. And so hopefully this is what happens, because at that time Bitcoin dominance really fell. So if I go to the long-term view so I can show you what I'm talking about here. Here, Bitcoin dominance was generally declining and altcoins were going down as Bitcoin prices were going up. Then Bitcoin went from $1,000 to $2,500 here, maybe $3,000. And all of the altcoins went way up in price. Bitcoin lost dominance as the altcoins stepped into the space. And I'm expecting that same thing to happen again. As we're coming to one of these big wiki candles up, that it's going to be exhausted and a lot of that money is going to, alts are going to take off, even though Bitcoin price is going up. No way to know except to stay zoomed in to the very point of this to see what's going on with Bitcoin dominance as Bitcoin prices are unfolding here. I'll sign off for now, and I do go on about this all day. Come and see us in our Discord chat. Cheers. Good luck in all of your Bitcoin trading. It's uncertain days, pretty fantastic times. All the best. Bye for now. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy my videos here on YouTube, you may also enjoy my newsletter. Begin by downloading the most important trading strategy we teach, and then once a week I send out an inspiring email about making your money work for you by micro-trading cryptocurrencies. You can sign up for that over at digitalcurrencytraders.com. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.